All right, welcome everyone. Today, we're diving into something that could totally flip the script on our entire energy future. For so long, everything's been about white gold, lithium, right? It's rare, it's expensive, but what if the real revolution is powered by something that's not rare at all? Something that's, well, everywhere?
So let's just start with this one big question. What if the key to our whole energy future, the thing that makes EVs cheap for everyone and lets us store massive amounts of renewable energy, what if it's not some rare thing we have to compete for? What if it's literally all around us, right under our feet?
But hey, before we get to the answer, we got to understand the problem we're up against right now. And that means talking about the current king of the hill in battery tech, lithium-ion, and all the major headaches that come with it.
Look, lithium-ion batteries run pretty much everything, right? Our phones, our laptops, our cars, but they come with some serious baggage. You've got the crazy high cost of materials like lithium and cobalt. You've got real safety risks. We've all seen the stories about fires. Recycling them is a nightmare, super complex and toxic. And on top of all that, it's causing this huge geopolitical fight for who gets to control the supply.
And this right here, this shows you just how big of a strategic problem we're talking about. See, you might dig lithium out of the ground in a few different places, but turning it into the stuff that actually goes in a battery, that crucial step is dominated by one single country, China. And what that creates is this massive, massive bottleneck in the supply chain. It means pretty much the whole world is depending on one single source. That's a huge risk.
Okay, so with all those problems with lithium on the table, you have to ask, what's the alternative? Well, it's time to meet the challenger. And believe me, it's something you see and touch pretty much every single day. Yep, aluminium. We're not talking about some exotic, hard-to-find element here. We are literally talking about the single most abundant metal in the Earth's crust. Think about what that means. It's a total shift in thinking, right? We go from a world built on scarcity to one built on abundance. And the benefits of that shift? Oh, they're huge and they're immediate. Let's talk money first. We're looking at projections that say aluminum batteries could be anywhere from 30 to 50% cheaper to make. That is a game changer. Suddenly, affordable EVs for everyone isn't just a dream. And think bigger. This is what could finally make massive grid-scale energy storage a reality, solving that big intermittency problem for wind and solar. Okay, but what about performance? Cheap is great, but does it work well? Well, how does this sound? Charging your car or your phone up to 70 times faster than what we have now. No, that's not a typo. 70. That's what the early prototypes are showing. Can you imagine? Range anxiety would be a thing of the past. We'd be talking about charging up in minutes, not waiting around for an hour.
And then there's the knockout punch, energy density. Early versions are already showing a 52% higher energy density. So what does that actually mean? It means you can cram way more power into a much smaller and lighter package. For an EV, that means you get way more range without having to lug around a massive, heavy battery.
So yeah, those numbers are pretty mind-blowing. But how does aluminum really measure up against the reigning champ, lithium? It's time for a proper head-to-head comparison. Let's see if we've got a new champion on our hands.
All right, let's do this. The old guard versus the new challenger. Lithium-ion versus aluminum-ion. Let's break it down.
This table really tells the whole story, doesn't it? Look at this. On almost every single point, aluminum just comes out ahead. Raw material cost, low versus high for lithium. Energy density, potentially way, way higher. Charging speed, we're talking seconds to minutes instead of an hour. And then there are the big ones, safety and recycling. Aluminum is just more stable, it's way less likely to catch fire, and when it's done, it's so much easier and cleaner to recycle. It's a clean sweep.
This is about so much more than just making a better battery for your phone. A global shift like this, from lithium to aluminum, would completely redraw the energy map of the entire planet. Seriously. An energy consultant put it perfectly, saying we're basically looking at two different futures. We can stick with lithium and stay on the scarcity path. That's a future of fighting over limited resources. Or we could choose the abundance path with aluminum, a future where the core resource is common, accessible, and opens the door for everyone to work together.
And that abundance path, it just builds a more secure world for everyone. See, unlike lithium, which is concentrated in just a few spots, the raw material for aluminum, bauxite, is found all over the globe. We're talking Africa, Australia, China, India, South America. It's everywhere. And when your supply chain is spread out like that, it's just plain stronger.
It's not so fragile, not so easily disrupted by a trade war or a conflict in one part of the world. Now, in this new, spread-out energy world, there's one continent that could benefit more than any other. For Africa, this isn't just a small opportunity. We're talking about a potential moonshot, a chance to completely leapfrog entire stages of industrial development and become a global leader.
Just look at this. This shows you the incredible natural advantage we're talking about. The country of Guinea, currently one of the poorest nations on Earth, is sitting on roughly a quarter of the entire planet's bauxite reserves. That's not just a resource, that's the foundation for a brand new high-tech industry that could be built from scratch, totally transforming the future of the nation.
Of course, just having the resource isn't enough. You need a plan. So how do you turn that potential into a reality? Well, here's the roadmap. It's about building the right infrastructure, like smelters and gigafactories powered by renewables. It's about partnering with innovators around the world. It means putting smart policies in place. And maybe most importantly, it means training and empowering a new generation of skilled workers to run this industry. And that really brings us back to the biggest idea here. That consultant we mentioned earlier said it best. We're not just talking about a better battery. This is a civilizational pivot. Think about that. It's a chance to move away from the zero-sum game, this fight for scraps, and toward a future of shared abundance. A future that could totally rebalance how power and technology are distributed around the world.
So, let's leave it with this final question. The science says this is possible. The economics look amazing. The resources are there. The real question is about vision. It's about will. Could the world's most common metal really be the key to a cleaner, fairer, more sustainable future for every single one of us? The potential is just sitting there, waiting for us to unlock it.